At each fork, we can go in any number of directions. How can we know which choice will lead us to the best possible version of the work?
Oh, hey there. I'm reading this book by Rick Rubin called The Creative Act, A Way of Being. And specifically, I'm reading a chapter called How to Choose. This chapter is for people who get stuck in overanalysis or overthinking. It's a really great chapter, and I think we should read it together.
Yes, I'm under the covers. Every piece of art consists of a series of choices, like a tree with many branches. Our work begins with a seed, which sprouts a trunk of the core idea. As it grows, each decision we make becomes a branch splitting off in a new direction, growing finer and finer in detail as we move further out. At each fork, we can go in any number of directions, and our choices will alter the final result, often radically. How do we decide which direction to take? How can we know which choice will lead us to the best possible version of the work? The answer is rooted in a universal principle of relationships. We can only tell where something is in relation to something else, and we can only assess an object or principle if we have something to compare and contrast it to. Otherwise, it's an absolute beyond evaluation. We can hack into this principle to improve our creations through A/B testing. It is difficult to assess a work or choice on its own without another point of reference. If you place two options side by side and make a direct comparison, our preferences become clear. We limit our options for each test to two choices, wherever possible. Any more cloud the process. When cooking a dish, we might taste two different varieties of the same ingredient before deciding which to use. Two actors reading the same monologue, two shades of a color, or two different floor plans of an apartment. We place them next to each other, step back, and directly compare. More often than not, there will be a clear draw towards one. If there isn't, we quiet ourselves to see which has a subtle pull. Following the natural feedback in the body, we move toward the option that hints at the static. Whenever possible, make the A/B test blind. Conceal as many details as possible about each option to remove any biases undermining fair comparison. For example, some musicians have a preference for either analog or digital recording. It is worth recording using both methods, then devising a way to listen to each without any indication of which is better. Sometimes the artists are surprised by their preference. If you're at an impasse in an A/B test, consider the coin toss method. Decide which option will be heads and which will be tails, then flip the coin. When the coin is spinning in the air, you'll likely notice a quiet preference or wish for one of the two to come up. Which are you rooting for? This is the option to go with. It's the one the heart desires. The test is over before the coin ever lands. When testing, don't over-intellectualize your choice of criteria. You're looking for the first instinct, the knee-jerk reaction before any thought. The instinctual tug tends to be the purest, whereas the second, more reasoned thought tends to be processed and distorted through analysis. The goal is to turn off the conscious mind and follow our impulses. Children are exceptionally good at this. They may move through several different spontaneous expressions of emotion in a single minute, without judgment or attachment. As we grow older, we're taught to hide or bury these reactions. This mutes our inner sensitivity. If we were to learn anything, it would be to free ourselves from any beliefs or baggage or dogma that gets in the way of us acting according to our true nature. The closer we get to a childlike state of free expression, the purer our test and the better our art. Once a work is complete, no amount of testing can guarantee we've made the best possible version. These qualities are not measurable. We test to identify which is the best version from the options at hand. No matter what route you take, if you complete the journey, you will reach the same destination. This destination is a work we feel energized to share, one we look back on and wonder in amazement how it could have come from us. Anjan couldn't believe how he managed to get through 6 years of non-stop hard work building the daylight computer. He envisioned a device that wouldn't keep him up at night or overstimulate his eyes, something he could use outdoors, immersed in nature, or even in the woods. The result of his dedication is Daylight, a tablet with the screen of a Kindle but the power of an iPad. It can be used in broad daylight to work on Google Docs, stream YouTube videos, browse the internet, and handle any other productivity tasks you may want to do outdoors. Daylight is also the sponsor of this video, something I work tirelessly to create. My videos share a common theme of becoming more mindful and thinking outside the box. By supporting my art and grabbing a Daylight tablet, you help me earn money while also improving your own life with a healthier device for your eyes and digital habits. It's truly amazing. If this piques your interest and you're interested in learning more about the Daylight computer, go click the link in my description.